Hey YouTube, coming at you with what has been my best Retro Cup team so far, Dragonair, Vigoroth, Lantern. And you may be thinking, wow, you are the best team builder in the world. How did you come up with Shadow Dragonair, Shadow Dragonair, Vigoroth, and Lantern all on your own, right? This should not be surprising if you see these Pokemon, how strong they are in this meta. Dragonair, I've already gone over how Dragons in this meta are way more unchecked because Fairy's banned and Steel's banned, right? So just two of your biggest problems gone. So now I just need to watch out for ice. So to watch out for ice, I put in Lantern. And then I put in what is one of the best safe swaps in this meta. I've gone over this in past videos, how Vigoroth with the Rock Slide is such a huge improvement that you're able to flip switch so many different times in matchups or grab shields, and then you work your way from there. So super strong team. I did great with this. Between this team and the team you're going to see tomorrow morning, I ran up to 2330 something. So like last time I checked, the leaderboard was like 2370-ish. So I'm like within striking distance of 500 on the leaderboard. So we're making some moves after testing out some Pokemon. And this is one of the teams that got me there. So let's look at some battles to see how it goes. Dragonite in this matchup. So you basically get to the move at the same time. I don't think you're ever going to win a CMP over Dragonite. So I just always go for the farm down because you have more health than it does. So you're going to win switch and come out with something to throw, right? So it's a nice combo there. Lickitung is actually the perfect thing that you want to see because this is good chip, but then more importantly, you get a Vigoroth on it, which is resisting the licks and doing super effective with the counters, and they are not getting out. I will take this first body slam for sure. I'll counter a bit more. I really don't want to take a second body slam though, so I would not be surprised if I throw ahead. They come out with the Lantern, so okay. This is where it gets not tricky, but not amazing. I basically want to try to I tried to catch a Surf there, which clearly did not work because they got two more sparks through, so I may shield the Thunderbolt, assuming they're going to straight Thunderbolt. But at this point, even I'm baiting, because even if they call the bait and say like you're just going Surf, these sparks are neutral and like really adding up. So even if I do land a Surf, between the Surf and Sparks, I will take this out, which is why I'm confident that I can just go straight Surf. They have come in Lickitung. I don't think a Surf will take out Lickitung from this range, but I know a Thunderbolt probably will. So I go Thunderbolt. Not enough, but again, we are right back to where we were before, where I can just Spark and Surf this. And they're going to have to dump some energy. We CMP, but now it's just in counter range. So that's just kind of recognition of how much those counters do. I mean, those sparks do in a neutral situation there, because Spark got buffed. Dragonair Mirror Match. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if I just go for the full farm down. Yep. I'm going to do the same thing. One, because you never know with IVs, right? You never know if we CMP. But two, being able to always chip and keep alignment, I think is pretty important in this. You could also take the other option that like, you'll get like a couple counters or a couple sparks, and that's helpful. It is, but I just find that like I'd rather just keep switch and alignment, especially with this team. Like there's a couple big issues with this team. Like Cresselia with Grass and Moonblast is obviously tough for this team, resisting counters. You can try and combo it. And then like just like a poison grass in the back. There's not I don't think I've seen any poison grass in this meta, which is dominated. Like it's tough to run a grass when the meta is dominated by dragons and like Frostlass, right? So it's tough to run grass, but like a poison grass would resist the counters and do super effective against Lantern. So not without its weaknesses, but I still think it's a super strong team. So they land a super effective Joe run. I forgot how much health they had left. I'm like, I don't know if I need a Surf or not. So I kind of build up knowing that the moves are resisted here, knowing that I could just Spark and get to a Surf. But a Spark actually took it down. So next time, maybe learn how much energy your opponent has. Medi Lead. These ones are always IV dependent, whether they will get to a second Ice Punch or not. So get the body slam off, and that seemed to have chipped quite a lot. So my guess is that this isn't like the best XL'd Medi. It's not like a super rank 1 or something. So I can probably just Dragon Breath down, and I can definitely Dragon Breath down when when there got a spinning ball of death there. So I get off body slam. Again, this will just be great chip. They probably should have taken me a little lower than I was, which I'll probably get to a second move now. Yeah. So in normal matchups, they probably take you lower than this. But it looks like they just got caught in the spin. But Dragonair obviously putting out great damage here. Just take this move, come up with some energy, see what's in the back. And what is in the back? A Jellicent. So this is where the Rock Slide is such an improvement on Vigoroth. Being able to have a super hard, not super hard hitting, but like a decently hard hitting move that you are able to like force shield and like force energy from Jellicent, because the hexes are doing nothing, so they kind of have to dump. Allows me to make sure they dump all their energy, and now I grabbed a shield and had them dump all their energy. So I end up letting the first Shadow Ball go. I'm going to time the Spark with the 3-turn Hex so they cannot catch. Get the Thunderbolt off. I would expect them to try and catch somewhere around here. That's kind of like one of their only like win conditions, but a little mistimed on the count there. So I'm able to get off the Thunderbolts for the win. Okay, Dragonair against Toxicroak. This is one where, as you're going to see, the Dragon Breath damage compared to their damage. And again, I'm probably not going to win CMP over Toxicroak. So at this point, I often do this, as you've seen multiple times in this video, is just shield the move, farm down, lose the 0-1, win the 1-0, come out with a bunch of energy, be able to chip and get alignment. And a lot of times you're seeing Lickitung and Dugongs and other stuff that is safe swaps. If it was a Froslass safe swap, I would just come in with Lantern, right? But I get a ton of chip there. That's nice. We're at the same situation here as we were last time. So I am likely to play this very, very similar. Try and chip as much as I can. I think at this point, I'm going to take a move and bank this energy and then come in with Lantern, which makes sense because the Sparks are pretty close to taking me out, but now between the Sparks and Thunderbolt, I should be able to take this out. I could live this. I may shield anyways. Yeah. It's very risky to bait there, so I feel like just shielding something that you know is going to do 50% is probably worth the shield. So I get the Thunderbolt off. They let it go. I get the Spark down because they're not going to get to another Thunderbolt. Dugong, again, Dugong's already too low, and I have super effective Spark, super effective counters that I can just, yes, I'll bait Surf because it does not matter. Surf, the Spark encounter is what is going to take you out here. And they just basically top left at that point. Poliwrath, I've shown, so it's a Shadow. This is one that has Power Punch. So I'm like, okay, this is great. I should be able to like outpace, and the Dragon Breaths are doing great. Take it here. They farm down all the way, which is exactly how I play it in the opposite direction. They end up banking this. So I'm like, okay, everything's going well so far. I think it ends up having Power Punch. And I just did not like clue in that it was like, oh yeah, this is a shadow poly. So it probably does have Power Punch counter as opposed to having Icy Wind Scald. So I'm like, okay, I'll just shield up an Icy Wind and this is great. I'm going to shield up an Icy Wind and I can counter down, and this will be such a good scenario. So I shield and they Scald me. I'm pretty sure they Power Punch me, or is it a different battle? Okay, maybe it's a different battle. One of them Power Punched me, and unfortunately they have a Scald. They have a crest in the back. Which makes sense. Like, I probably should have assumed if they have a Poliwrath on the lead, they have something to answer Lantern, or just like Flyers. What else can really beat? what else can really be Poliwrath? Just stuff that resists counter, I guess. And something that has Grass Knot is a nice answer. I do have Body Slam. Unfortunately, they have a shield, and they will be able to take me out there. So if I saved the shield for Lantern, this probably would have been closer. Altaria is tricky because they're going to do the 0-1 like I just did, where they probably shield out the Body Slam and just counter me, like Dragon Breath me down. It's a very smart strategy, I think. Just being able to take Switch and have a move coming out. So I will come in Lantern because this will force them to throw the Moonblast, which means that they are very unlikely to get to a second Moonblast, which means I can Spark Down and come out with a ton of energy, which will be very, very helpful coming out of this matchup. And what do we see? Is this where they come in Vigoroth and I instantly switch my Vigoroth like an idiot? Yeah. Don't do this. I think I saw the normal typing and I was like, oh yeah, Lickitung. Of course it's Lickitung. And it's like, no, you're playing a friggin' limited cup. Of course it's Vigoroth. So I really put myself at a bad situation there. The only reason I think I'm still somewhat okay is because one, I forced them to throw there. Two, they had the choice of coming in Vigoroth or something else. And they decided to not come into this something else. So I imagine my Lantern has an okay amount of play against it. So it is just a mirror match, but I am so far ahead on energy that this makes this matchup much, much better. So I go back-to-back Thunderbolt. I can now shield their Thunderbolt, farm down, and come out with like a Surf and a Bit. So there's your Surf, there's your Bit, and now I just need to farm up to 2 Surfs here. And I'm at 2, but I'm not at 2. I hate this. This is not knowing your full actual thing, because I'm 1 short. Had I known I was 1 short and they were only 1 away, you definitely just Spark Down there. But I thought I had 2, but clearly even though it looked like 2, it was clearly just 1 short of 2. So yeah, if you know your actual energy generation, just Spark that down. Don't shield. Don't try and go for double Surf. This matchup, you get to the second move. You normally do when your game doesn't lag. So just an FYI, when you don't have that spinning ball of death in top left there, you get to your second Body Slam before Lickitung gets to a second Body Slam. So you could take it in the 1-0 or then just shield and take it in the 2-1. Unfortunately, because my game messed up, I now have to commit double shield, go for the aggressive farm down. I have a ton of energy, which is fine. But just like, that sucks. So I'll chip here, which like this will be good chip back to back. I should maybe have done 1 Dragon Breath and then a Body Slam. It won't matter too much, but you know what? That's pretty good. Lantern will come in and just absorb whatever move this is, and it'll just come down to what is in the back here. But having lost lead like that, this is going to be tough. It'll just depend what's in the back. But they're not leaving, so maybe it's something that I can beat. It is. Talonflame, I should have done 2 sparks, so we're looking at terrible fast move optimization all over the place here. So I try and catch a move thinking that like my only win condition is getting to 2 Surfs to take this out. So there's 1 fly. Unfortunately, I do get to move. I thought they would try and CMP me, but they didn't. I thought they would try and CMP and take me out, but they did not. We got up to 2, so let them get a full Incinerate through. So seems like a throw that was caused by the game messing up in that first scenario there. And it's so funny because that is something that an average player would be like not even think about. But when you know your shield scenarios and you know how much damage and when Pokemon get to moves, like I know that Dragonair Lickitung matchup, so I know I could take it in the 2-1 or 1-0, but I should not have gone to the 2-0 there, which killed this entire game. So that was the game's fault to a certain extent, and then a little miscalculation on fast move optimization and timing on the back end there for me. Double is okay-ish. These Body Slams come pretty quick. I should have come in here again way quicker. And now I have to do a shield. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I should be coming in here instant swap. It's a freaking water. Like, instant swap into Lantern here. What am I doing? I think I commit 2 shield. Yeah, I think I commit the second shield. I think it's just because, like, I know I can come out with, like, 100 energy. I know they're in surf range. I know I have almost 2 moves loaded on the Dragonair. I know I still have a move here. So even though I'm going down 2 shield, this one feels comfortable going down 2 shields. Just because I'm so loaded with stuff, I know I can just, like, get a bunch of it back. And I remember exactly what happens here because I'm like, okay, this will not take me out. I can take it out with Surf. Or I can bank this move too. So I come in here, straight counter down. Because I'm like, you know what? Between the Surf on the Lantern, almost 2 moves on the Dragonair, getting a hit on energy to have a Body Slam here, or a Rock Slide in this case, I should be able to combo the crap out of this. And that's what's going to happen. So there's one shield. They CMP, so they're smart, absolutely smart. CMP me to maximize their energy and lower mine. I've still got pretty good health on the Lantern, and I'm loaded with a Surf. So I'm probably going to come in here and get that Spark and Surf off. And then what ends up happening here is I think they try to get 2 moves, a Shadow Ball and a move. But what that does is they're now in, like, no man's land. And what I mean by that is, you know I'm loaded, right? You just tried to get to 2 moves. You tried to get to 2 moves here, thinking that you're just going to go back to back here. But because I got to this move and forced this last shield, you know I'm loaded with energy. But you can't, like, you're like 3 sparks away from being taken out. So you have to, like, keep trying to get energy. But what that allows me to do is just, like, wait till they throw the fast move and then snipe with all the energy that I have. So wait till they throw the fast move, snipe in the middle of their animation, and I will take that win. And matchup, one of the matchups of the day here. So I'm like, okay, Haxorus Lead, Dragon Tail Haxorus. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Try and CMP, whatever. Okay. I think I come in and Spark because I'm like, you know what? If it's a dragon, I can get a hit on energy here. And out comes the second dragon. And I'm just like, ah, crap. This is a triple dragon team. So it's a Dragonite, which is okay because having played this matchup again before, I can just Spark and Surf this. I can go to Thunderbolt, bait, and then just, like, Spark and Surf this down. They let this go. So I would have had to throw a Surf again, but I said, like, I don't know what's in the back yet. Let's just commit to the full farm down here. And it is another Kingdra. So it's another dragon. It's a Kingdra in the back. So I bait again. They have 2 shields. I'm guessing they're going to start using them. And then I'm like, okay, Kingdra, neutral to counter, neutral to Body Slam. Let's just start doing what I can do with Vigoroth, and that's start grabbing shields and doing a ton of damage here. Octazooka is risky because if it does not land, if you don't get the... So they go right here, which I think is somewhat the right play, because if you go Octazooka, it will not take me out. And it's a 50-50 chance to lower my attack. If you don't lower my attack, I'm going to counter and Body Slam you down before you take me out. So they kind of have to commit to that. But Lantern too tanky. So a Thunderbolt down for the win. Taking out a triple dragon team with a water Pokemon, water electric Pokemon at that, for the win. So that is the team. Super strong. Like I said, so between this team, between the Wheezing team, you're going to see this afternoon. This team in the morning, the Wheezing team, and then my team that I used tomorrow morning. I'm now up to 2330 something. So definitely jumped a bunch of elo with the combo there of these 3 teams. And I'm going to run one more Retro Cup team for tomorrow afternoon and just keep grinding. And then we'll do league turnover on Friday. So that is it. Thanks for watching if you're watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.